Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast. The Outdoor Adventure Series celebrates individuals and families, businesses, and organizations that seek out and promote the exploration, stewardship, conservation, access, and enjoyment of the great outdoors. Our guest today is Katie McKalip. Now, Katie is an outdoor enthusiast and communication director at Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. By the time this episode gets published, she will also be the president of the Outdoor Writers Association of America. Katie, it's a pleasure to have you on the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast.
Howard, I am just humbled that you are interested in having me on. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm thrilled to be here.
Fantastic. Now, for our listeners, where are you located?
I live in Missoula, Montana. It's a little college town on the western side of the fourth largest state in the nation. I lived here for about 20 years now. I grew up in a military family, spent a lot of time outside of the Washington, D.C. area growing up. But when I was old enough to make good choices about where to live, I hightailed it out to the Northwest Rockies and been here ever since.
Fantastic. Now, how did you end up in Montana? Was this you were a skier or angler? But why Montana? Because it's a huge state. Number, like you said, the fourth largest.
Yep.
It's kind of sparsely populated, but it's very iconic. There's a lot of iconic places to visit for folks that are into the outdoor adventure space. So why Montana?
Well, Howard, I pride myself on making good decisions and being organized in life. So I'd love to tell you that it was part of some master plan that I came up with, but that was not the case when I was in my early 20s and I was flying by the seat of my pants quite a bit and really just exploring a lot of what this great country has to offer in terms of public lands and waters, places that anybody can go and access and explore and adventure on. And my wanderings took me through Western Montana, and I accepted an invitation from a friend to come and visit Missoula a little bit and really just kind of fell in love with the town and the opportunities it offers and everything about it. I came out here to do some graduate work at the University of Montana, but finished my degree, started working professionally in this field, fell in love with the Montanan, and here I am 20 years later with two kids, a dog, a cat, house on the north side, and really happy to be here.
Excellent. The rest is history, as they say. I am curious how there's, I have a couple, one of the music programs, well, Spotify, and which is where Outdoor Adventure Series can be found there. And occasionally I like Beach Boys music, and I think of Beach Boys, Pacific Ocean, sleeping on the beach, and of course, Volkswagen buses that you can travel around and explore and sleep in. So when you were in your wild 20s and you're out there exploring, were you in a Volkswagen bus or some other type of vehicle?
Not nearly as romantic as that, Howard. It was a Toyota Tercel that had some engine issues, and I was periodically having to stop and get it worked on. Went straight to REI when I graduated from college and bought the cheapest half dome tent that they had. Still have that tent, has a few battle scars on it now, but I camped my way all across the country on both coasts, north, south, east, and west, and got really good at living out of a really small space.
I appreciate that. I don't know if you do this. I mean, you've got a big job right now as communication director at Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, but if you ever wanted to start a mastermind group and telling people how to live in a very small space with minimal stuff, I think
There's
there's
a
a place
future.
there.
Right
I,
on. I'll keep that
I,
in mind.
I literally, by the way, live right above an REI here in Nevada. It has
Mhm.
been a dangerous place, and I can't tell you how much I've bought that I haven't used yet because I wanted to get out and explore the desert and go car camping, boondocking, whatever they want to call it.
Yep.
And it's fun. But yeah, living above an REI is dangerous. So y- you made it out to Montana. You said, I'm staying here, you're now raising a family.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the work that you're doing at Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. Tell us about that work and what is this organization? What are they all about?
Well, we're a pretty young organization. We were formed less than 20 years ago in 2004 around a campfire in Oregon. All good ideas come from campfire conversations,
Of
right? And
course.
this particular conversation took place among a group of hunting buddies, friends, folks who are very invested in the state of our shared lands and waters in North America, and who we're seeing some problems with the way that our shared resources were being conserved and managed, not from the management at a federal level, but certainly some issues with funding and giving federal resource agencies and other land management agencies the resources they need to do their jobs. Certainly, there's a lot of education that needs to be done. I will say, as an Easterner, when I first came out west, I had to educate myself about what the Bureau of Land Management does. What do BLM lands represent? What does the Forest Service do? What are these public resources that are available to all of us? And so BHA was born out of that conversation to be a voice, not for a specific species or a specific place, but just for the very foundational idea of public lands, public waters in North America, advocating for opportunities to access great places, to get a field, to go hunting, to go fishing, to recreate, and to advocate for ethical behaviors and approaches. So fair chase and ethical practices afield. Those are kind of conservation, access, ethics are the three legs of BHA's stool. And it's been an amazing experience working with BHA. I came on board in 2015 when we were still really a very volunteer driven and led organization, and seeing the amazing response and enthusiasm and growth of this organization in the years since has been thrilling. Can't
Okay.
can't say how psyched I am to be part of it.